Hello everybody, welcome to the next game in the Strat-O-Matic 2015 Demolition League. We are now starting series number 5, and the matchup 1 in series 5 is the Giants against the Mets. Giants come to the game 5-7, Mets come in 8-4, as every team has played 12 games to this point. Let's look at the starting pitchers. It's not exactly a stellar pitching matchup, but one oddity is they both have the exact same ERA. Jonathan Neese for the Mets and Tim Lincecum for the Giants. Both of them have a 4.13 ERA. So could be some offense in this game. We shall see. Let's look at the starting lineups for today's game. And for the Giants, we have Gregor Blanco in left, Angel Pagan in center, Buster Posey catching, Hunter Pence in right, Brandon Belt at first, Duffy at third, Crawford at short, Adrianza at second, and Lincecum the pitcher, because Joe Panik did draw the rest roll. Now for the Mets, they got a bad break on the rest roll. They had all three of their guys that were subject to rest had to rest, so they're going to lose until the 7th inning at least. Daniel Murphy and Michael Kadire, and then their other catcher, Anthony Recker, the backup catcher. So this is the lineup that the Mets will send forth. Let me bring this down here just a touch. Okay, might have to bring this up here. Okay. Thought about doing this live since it's a Saturday morning like I usually do, but I got my second COVID vaccine on Thursday. And yesterday, boy, I was just feeling it. I had chills, I had body aches, just all sorts of things that were not good. Had a 102-degree temperature, and so I'm feeling a whole lot better this morning, but I don't know that I'm up to the energetic thing of doing a live thing, so that's why I'm recording this. Hopefully get back to the live streams on Saturday mornings next Saturday. So let me get back to where I was talking about, which is the Mets starting lineup. Granderson right at third, Duda at first, Flores at short, Darno catching, Lewinheis in left, Tejada at second, Lagares and Neese. So there are your starting lineups. And let's look at the bench and bullpens for both teams. For the Mets, the three guys there are on the bench, the ones that had to rest, and the other two players that are on the bench that they'll have available is John Mayberry Jr. and Eric Campbell. So those are the 5 guys they have on the bench available to them. In their bullpen, they have 2 lefties. They have Alex Torres, and they also have Sean Gilmartin. Right-handers, they have Carlos Torres, Eric Goodell, Logan Verrett, Hansel Robles, and Juris Familia. Those are the Mets bench and bullpen. For the Giants, other than Joe Panik, who has to rest, the other guys on the bench, they have Nori Aoki, Justin Maxwell, Casey McGee, and backup catcher Hector Sanchez. Those are the guys on the bench. In their bullpen, of course, the 2 left-handers, they have Javier Lopez and Jeremy Affeldt. They have Yusmiro Petit, Gene Machie, George Cantos, Sergio Romo, and their closer, Santiago Casilla. All right, so those preliminaries out of the way. Hopefully now we can get down to business and get this game on the road, the show on the road, as they say. Check my setup, make sure everything fits and does everything correctly. When you've been away a little bit, just haven't got back in the rhythm yet for some reason. So slowly but surely trying to do that. There's Jonathan Neese. He will be the starter for the New York Mets. I do have the game on the computer, so we'll be able to give you all the stats and everything as everybody comes up. At least the stats through 12 games. I mean, 12 games is still not that much, so take all the stats with a grain of salt, I suppose. And it looks like everything is in place. Okay. At least from what I can tell. Hopefully it is. All right. So Gregor Blanco will lead off against Jonathan Neese. Jonathan Neese, let's check his numbers on the season. He's 0-1 with a 10.13 ERA, 8 innings pitched, 12 hits, 6 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So obviously not faring too well early on. So Gregor Blanco will lead it off for the Giants. He's hitting .241, no homers and 3 runs driven in 29 at-bats. Gregor Blanco, the left fielder. And game number 61, matchup 1 of Series 5 is underway. April 27th is the date of the game in this little world. 3-7 for Gregor Blanco against a lefty. Ground ball to second. And the second baseman, Tejada, will make the play for 1 down. So Gregor Blanco is retired. That'll bring up Angel Pagan, center fielder. And Pagan checks in at a 194 clip, really struggling in 36 at-bats. No homers, 1 run driven in for the switch hitter. 311 is a base hit to left field, so Pagan gets a base hit. Don't know if he'll be looking to run, but d'Arnaud's got a 0 arm. He is a B stealer, starts as a 13. -3 for hitting held would be a 10. So be a 1 to 10 chance, although you do have Buster Posey and Pence coming up. So I think they're going to hold Pagan at first. They're not going to send him. They're going to let Buster Posey see what he could do, I suppose. But of course, Pagan will be held on by the Mets. Buster Posey stepping up. He is also struggling. He's only hitting a .191 and 47 at-bats. No homers and 3 driven in. That's part of the reason why the Giants are struggling a little bit, because of their offense, and Buster Posey is one of the main culprits of that. See what he can do here against Nice. 5-4, and that's a walk. So Buster Posey draws the 1-out walk, and the Giants got something cooking. First and second, only 1 out for the right fielder Hunter Pence. And Hunter Pence really struggling as well, a .133 in 30 at-bats, no homers and 1 driven in. So maybe the Giants offense can get well against Jonathan Nice. We shall see. 4-8, and that's trouble. 4-8 is a 1 to 7 double. 8 to 20 is a single. 1 run will score either way. It is a single for Hunter Pence, but it's 2 stars. So Pagan will score from second. Posey will take third. And the Giants get on the board first here in the top of the first. Lead at 1 to 0. And the woes of Jonathan Nice continues. Could be a bullpen game here for the Mets. They could be going to the bullpen early and often. That'll bring up first baseman Brandon Belt. And Belt's hitting .225. He does have 3 homers and 7 driven in 40 at-bats. So he is showing some pop. Pence at first base. Let's see, is he being held? He's a C stealer, so they will have to hold him on. 4-7 for Nice against Belt. That's a strikeout. Big strikeout for Jonathan Nice. That keeps everybody right where they are, and now with 2 outs, he can get out of the inning if he gets Matt Duffy. So third baseman Matt Duffy stepping to the plate. He's hitting only a $167 in 36 at-bats. No homers and 1 run driven in. Most of these Giant averages are very, very bad. They've been off to a rough start. 2-7. Ground ball to third, and that's going to end the inning. So it could have been worse. Giants kind of feel like they got cheated there. They only got 1 run. They had runners at the corners and only 1 out and couldn't cash in for anything else. So kind of have to feel like they're a little bit snake bit. That'll bring up Tim Lincecum to pitch. And Lincecum has had 1 prior start. He's 0-0 with a 5.79 ERA, 5 innings pitched, 10 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and a homer. So he's definitely off to a shaky start. Curtis Granderson, let's move this up here. Curtis Granderson will lead off for the Mets. And Granderson's also struggling. He does have 3 home runs, to his credit, but he's only hitting a .191 in 47 at-bats, 3 homers and 7 driven in. Granderson 2-4, ground ball to second, and Adrianza puts it away. One down, and Granderson continues average-wise to struggle. That'll bring up David Wright, third baseman. And Wright is hitting .289, 2 homers, 8 driven in 38 at-bats. 1-8, and that's a 1-16 single. And he sneaks it through for a base hit. So David Wright, a one-out single as the Mets try to get something going. Wright will not be held as a D-stealer. And he'll bring up first baseman Lucas Duda. Lucas Duda is hitting only a .119 and 42 at-bats. He's really been struggling, trying to get him to break out of it, but it just hasn't happened. 1 homer, 4 runs driven in. 5-5, and that is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Brandon Crawford. Crawford's a 1. And that's a 19. That'll be a double play. 6-4-3. Around the horn. And just that quickly, the Mets are gone in their half of the first after 1 complete. The Giants 1 and the Mets nothing. Jonathan Neese coming back out. We'll be facing the bottom of the order. Crawford, Adrianza, and Lincecum. Crawford hitting .244, 2 homers, and 3 driven in 44 at-bats. Oh, sorry, 41 at-bats. Lefty on lefty matchup, 4-12. Ground ball first base X. First baseman is Duda. He's a 3. 3-10 is going to go to his error check. He is an E4. E4 for first baseman. And a 7. E4 and a 7 is a ground ball A. It's a good play, but I like to do my own little home brew. That when it goes to the X chart, it's going to be a 3-1 put out. I'm going to treat it like the first baseman had to flip to the pitcher because it was a tough play. So we're going to call it a 3-1 put out. 1 away, and that brings up the second baseman, Adrianza. He hasn't had much playing time. He's only had 12 at-bats. Sitting a .167, no homers or runs driven in. 4-6, Adrianza switch hitter batting right. 4-6 is a 1-14 single. Anything else, Duda will get to it. And he cannot. It gets by him. So base hit for Adrianza. 1-out single, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Tim Lincecum, who would normally be hitting off pitcher hitting card number 2. However, he's up there to bunt with the runner at first. So he's going to bunt. His bunt rating is a C. He becomes a D bunter. So we'll see what happens on a D bunter. A D bunter on this sacrifice chart. D bunter. See what he does. It's a 6. D bunter and a 6. Batter's thrown out by third base and runners advance. So he got the job done. Sacrifice hit. And Adrianza will take second base. So Lincecum gets the job done. There are 2 outs now, but chance for Gregor Blanco to bring home another run. Blanco grounded to second his first time up. Adrianza at second base. Is he being held? Yes, he is, because he runs well. Runs at a 15, so they are holding him on. Lefty on lefty, 5-7. 1-8 is a single. It'll only be 1 star. Anything else, and Duda puts it away to end the inning. And Duda will take it to the bag himself to end the inning. And nothing doing for the San Francisco Giants in the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Still 1-0. And Wilmer Flores will lead off for the Mets against Lincecum. Flores struggling a bit. .225 the average in 40 at-bats. Does have 3 home runs and 5 runs driven in, but the batting average is a little suspect. But it is early. 6-10. 6-10's a fly to center. I'm sorry, fly to left. Put away out there by Blanco. And there's 1 away. Flores is retired. That will take us to the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud. And d'Arnaud is hitting .333 in 21 at-bats. 2 homers and 2 driven in. 3-8. And he's going to get another base hit. That'll help the average a little bit more. Base hit by d'Arnaud. He will not be held and certainly will not try to go anywhere. And Kirk Nieuwenhuis, the left fielder, he's in there for the rested or resting Kadir. So Nieuwenhuis definitely struggling. In 30 at-bats, he's hitting .033. 1 walk and 20 strikeouts. He's got 20 strikeouts and 30 at-bats. Boy, you talk about struggling, but they really don't have a whole lot of choice. 6-3 for Lincecum against a lefty. And he's going to get a base hit off a Lincecum card. How about that? d'Arnaud will stop at second base rather. He doesn't run well. He's not going to take a chance. So runners at first and second with only 1 out for Ruben Tejada. And of course, he's in there for the rested Murphy. And Tejada hitting a .143 and 21 at bats. No homers, 1 driven in. 3-10, and that is a ground ball third base B. It's a fielder's choice, so they will get Nieuwenhuis at second. Tejada reaches on the fielder's choice. d'Arnaud slips over to third. And that will go 5-4. So 2 down, and now it is up to Juan Lagares, number 8 hitter, with runners at the corners and 2 down. Tejada at first base is not a good runner. They will not hold him on. Lagares on the replay, hitting an even 235 at bats. I believe that's 7 for 35. No homers and 2 driven in. 3-7. Since no one was being held, that plus does not come into play because Tejada was not being held. So it's just a regular ground out to short to end the inning. So a bad break there by the Mets, as they would have thought that that would have been the case. That they might have been holding the runner on, but they did not. So that plus does not even factor in. And Crawford easily able to make the play. After 2 complete, still 1-0 Giants. Nice back out. And Angel Pagan singled and scored his first trip. He will lead things off. 4-5, switch hitter batting right-handed. And that's a fly to right field. Hauled in out there by Granderson, 1 away for Buster Posey. He really needs to get it going. .1-4 against the lefty. And he's going to do it right here. 1-19 is a homer. So unless this is a 20, Buster Posey will hit his first home run of this little season. And he does. Buster Posey goes yard on Jonathan Nice. And the Giants take a 1-0 lead, or 2-0 lead rather. And Nice can't catch a break. He just put one in there where he shouldn't have. And Buster Posey did not miss it. Here's Hunter Pence. 2-6 against the lefty, and that's another chance for another home run. 1-6 is a home run. 7-20 is a double, but 1-6, we got back-to-back jacks. Nope, it's a double for Hunter Pence. He is singled, and now he is doubled. So the Giants getting to Jonathan Nice. Here's Brandon Belt. 1 out, runner at second. Pence at second base. Runs at a 15, so he will be held on. 2-7. And against the lefty, that's a 1-10 single. Anything else, he grounds to first. That's a grounder to first. The runner will make it to third. As Duda takes it to the bag himself. 2 down for Matt Duffy. .212 for Duffy, and that is a single to left field. Base hit for Duffy. Super advanced, he would have lined out, but not in advanced. So in this one, it's a base hit, and the Giants lead it 3-0. 3-0 Giants, and you wonder how long Jonathan Nice will last. Here's Brandon Crawford. Lefty on lefty. 6-7, and that's more trouble for Nice. 1-9 is a double. 10 to 20 is a single. That is a double, 2 stars, so the runner Duffy cannot score. He will have to stop at third. So runners are at second and third. Adrianza is coming up. First base is open, so they will walk Adrianza and take their chances with Tim Lincecum. So they will walk Adrianza to load the bases and try to get Lincecum. 2 outs, 2 in, bases loaded, 3-0. Nice trying to keep it from getting worse. 4-7, it's off his own card. It is off his own card, but it's a ground ball to third. They got a break. So Nice had a little bit of issues there. And we wonder if that might be all for Nice because he's scheduled to lead off the next inning. So they may be looking to, I mean, you hate to use your bullpen so early, but they may have to. I don't know how they want to decide this. Decisions when you got the National League involved with no DH. Otherwise, with a DH, you just pull Nice when you want to. Do they let Nice hit, or do they let him, or do they do something else? First game of a 3-game series, I think you're going to let him hit. They don't want to wear out the bullpen in the first game of the series. So Jonathan Nice will swing away against Lincecum. 2-3 is going to ground it to first. That's a C, so it's a 3-1 put out. His belt will flip to Lincecum covering. And there is 1 away. And that'll bring up the top of the order, Curtis Granderson. 3-10, and that's a straight up home run for Curtis Granderson. So the Mets finally get on the board. That little diamond there is for ballpark effects in Super Advanced, but in Advanced, that's a straight up home run with no questions asked. Curtis Granderson goes yard and gets the Mets on the board, cuts the lead to 3-1. And here's Wright. 2-6 for Wright. He's going to fly to center. 2 down. That brings up Duda. 3-5 for Duda. Struck him out. That's going to end the inning. But the Mets do get on the board, courtesy of the home run from Granderson. And at the end of 3, it is the Giants 3 and the Mets 1. And Nice now will come back out and see if he can't hold the fort. He'll be dealing with the top of the order, Gregor Blanco. Blanco's 0 for 2, 2 ground outs. 1-7, he's going to draw a leadoff walk. That's never a good sign. You don't like to walk the leadoff man. But that is exactly what Granderson has done. B. Steeler. Again, Darno a 0 arm, so B. Steeler's a 13. Being held, you lose 3, makes him a 10. 1-10, they're going to send him. 1-10, they're going to send him. And he gets caught stealing, so it's a bad move there. Probably should not have sent him, but they did. But when you're up 3-1, I guess you can gamble a little bit more. But now that brings up Angel Pagan with the bases clear. 1-11 against the lefty. That's a ground ball to second. 2 down. For Buster Posey, who hit that big home run his last time up to kind of break out of a funk he was in. His first home run of the season. 3-8 against the lefty. He's going to fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. So Nice gets through the 4th unscathed. That caught stealing really helped. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Still 3-1. Still not feeling 100%. I'm hoping I can make it through this game without having to stop. It's a little fatigued, but hopefully I can keep going. Wilmer Flores will lead it off. 3-7 against the righty as a fly to center. 1 down. 1 away for Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher. He did get a base hit, singled his first trip. but was stranded at third base. 6-6. That's a 1-19 double. And that's what we got, a double for Travis d'Arnaud. He is singled and now he is doubled. So d'Arnaud having a good ball game, and that'll bring up the very much struggling Nieuwenhuis. But if you get off the pitcher card, he might catch a break. 6-5, and he does. Look at that. 1-3 is a triple, 4-20 is a single, 2 stars. That'll score the run. So Kirk Nieuwenhuis now 2 for 2, got both his hits off of Lincecum's card. Took advantage of that RBI single. And that now cuts the lead to 3-2. Mets right back tight in this ball game. Nieuwenhuis, D-Stealer, will not be held. Here is Tejada. 4-6, and that's a single to center. Thought we'd get some offense with these two lackluster pitchers out there. Not like when you have your aces out there. It's a big difference. So first and second, 1 out, 1 in. And here's Lagares. 4-10 against the righty. That's a catcher X. Posey is a 1. 1-16 on a catcher X. 1-16. That's just a straight old pop out. So he pops it up. Runners have to hold at first and second. Big second out by Lincecum, and now all he has to do is get Jonathan Nice. Unless the Mets want to pinch hit here. Now that Nice has given them 4 innings. And you know what? I think they're gonna pull Nice. They're gonna pinch hit for Nice because they need some offense. They want to try to get that tying run in. So that will be all for Jonathan Nice. He will go 4 innings, and he will face 21 batters. So let's pull a pinch hitter for the Mets. They cannot use any of those guys, so it has to be somebody else. Either has to be Mayberry or Campbell. And neither one of them are very good, but the best average is Eric Campbell, although he's only a 197 average. So they are going to pull Jonathan Nice in favor of Eric Campbell. And on the replay, Campbell is hitting a .154 in 13 at bats. See what he can do here. Against Lincecum, 4-9, grounds to short to end the inning. So unfortunately, did not work out for the Mets. But when you can't use the rested guys until the 7th, you're kind of forced to go the other way and use some of your lesser guys in the early innings. So now let's go to the bullpen for the Mets, see who they want to go to. Who's got some length out there? I think Logan Verrett might. Let's see. Eric Goodell has decent length. Let's see who hasn't pitched in a while. So they are going to go to Logan Verrett. So Logan Verrett will be the new pitcher for the Mets on the 2015 season. He was 1-2 with a 3.59 ERA and a save. On the replay, to this point, Logan Verrett is 0-0 with an ERA of 0.00 with 1 save, 6 innings pitched, only 2 hits allowed, 2 walks and 7 strikeouts. So he has been pitching well. And he's got a really good relief rating of 3, so you can definitely give him some length out of the pen. Try to make up for the short start by Mr. Nice. And he'll be facing Hunter Pence to start things off. Will Logan Verrett, righty on righty matchup. 6-3, and that's a ground ball pitcher X. He is a 4 E0, so he cannot make an error, but will he get to it is the question. A 2. That could go to his range factor of 4 and cause it to be a base hit for the pitcher. Yes, indeed. 4-2 is a single. So it would have been an out had it not gone to the range, but since we checked his range, it was a Hunter Pence single. So bad break there for Logan Verrett. Would have thought he would have made that play, but he didn't. And here's Brandon Belt. 210 for Belt, and that's a ground ball first base C, which means the runner will advance. Pence will go to second base. As Duda will flip to Verrett covering. Out number 1. Pence will be held at second base because he runs at a 15, so he will have to be held. Here is Matt Duffy. 3-7 for Duffy. That's a single, 2 stars, and that'll be good enough to get the run home. RBI single for Matt Duffy. And the Giants extend their lead right back. It's now 4-2. Duffy will be held at first, but he won't try to go anywhere. Brandon Crawford, the batter. 4-8, and that's a one for a home run. Anything else is just a fly to right. And that's just a fly to right for out number 2 as Granderson puts it away. 2 down for Adrianza with Duffy still at first, and 1 run in. Here's Adrianza to switch hitter, and I'll turn around bat left-handed. 3-6 against the righty. He's going to strike out to end the inning. But the Giants pick up the run. And at the end of 4.5, it's San Francisco 4 and the Mets 2. Lincecum back out. This is his fatigue inning, number 5. This will be his fatigue inning. He is set to lead off next inning, so very likely will be his last inning. As the Giant bullpen is already stirring down there. It's Curtis Granderson to lead things off. He homered his last time up. 3-6. He's got a chance to homer again. 1-13 is a home run. 14-20 is a double. 13, right on the number. Curtis Granderson has done it again. Second home run. Unfortunately for the Mets, both home runs have been with the bases empty, but they'll take it. And that cuts the lead to 4-3 just that quickly. Lincecum trying to get through this. Pitched the 5 innings to qualify for a win, but he's got to bear down. 4-6, and he's not doing it. That's a single to center. 1 more base runner, and he'll be tired. So right with the base hit. And that'll bring up Lucas Duda, first baseman. Right, not being held at first. 2-6. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Lincecum. That was a big first out. Now there's light at the end of the tunnel if he can get Wilmer Flores. Flores is 0 for 2. 4-10, and that's a catcher X. So again, Posey's a 1. 1 and a 5 for a catcher. 1 and a 5. Whoops. 1 and a 5 for a catcher is a wild pitch and a pop out. So Lincecum does uncork the wild pitch to send right to second base. But he does get Flores to pop out for out number 2. So 2 down, and Travis d'Arnaud, who singled and doubled, has a chance to tie the game. 1-10, he won't do it. He grounds to second, and that's going to end the inning. So a run comes in, but that's it. That's all they get. Lincecum, he'll be finished with 5 innings pitched, facing 23 batters. But he will leave as the winning pitcher so far, depending on what the rest of the game turns out. But he is qualified for the win, as he did go the 5 innings that are required. And they'll go to the bullpen in the 6th. So, pinch hitting time for the Giants. It's just the 6th inning, so they cannot use Joe Panik. They can use anybody else they want. Logan Verrett is going to come back out for his 2nd inning of work. And let's see who they want to go to. They're going to turn to Nori Aoki off the bench. So Aoki will come in and pinch hit for Lincecum. And on the replay, Aoki is hitting .211, no homers, 2 runs driven in. So it is Aoki getting the call. Logan Verrett. 3-5 for Aoki. Ooh, good thing he didn't hit 3-4. That would have been an injury check. 3-5 is a ground out to second. Out number 1. So Aoki fails in the pinch. 1 down, top of the order for Gregor Blanco. Blanco's 0 for 2 with a walk and got caught stealing last time. 6-8 against the lefty. That's a 1-2 single. Anything else, he will line it right to Tejada. And that's a liner right to Tejada for out number 2. Logan Verrett trying to make it through 2 innings, as he is set to bat 4th next inning, so most likely this will be his last one. Here's Angel Pagan. Turning around now to bat left-handed, 1-6. And he will strike out, so that didn't help him either way. That's going to end the inning. So Logan Verrett pitches 2 innings, allows the 1 run, but certainly keeps his team in the game. It is 4-3. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. And we will need a new pitcher for the Giants. So we need to go to their bullpen and see what they've got cooking. The Mets will have Neuenhuis, Tejada, and Lagares, 1 lefty and 2 righties. So they will go to, let's see who they want to go to here. They're going to pick Yasmiro Petit. So Yasmiro Petit will be on. And on the replay, he is 0-0 with no saves, a 1.80 ERA, 5 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and 1 home run allowed. So it is Yasmiro Petit that will come in and try to keep the Giants in the lead. Neuenhuis will lead it off. He's amazingly, he's 2 for 2. Those are both off of Lincecum's card. See if he keeps it up. His average now is up to .094 with those 2 hits. 211, this time he's got to go off his own card, but 211 is not a bad one. Look at this. 1-10 is a home run. 11-20 is a double. Double for Kirk Neuenhuis. So Neuenhuis is in there for the rested Kadir, but he's done about as well as you can do. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. Can't be mad at him for that. Neuenhuis will not be held as a D-stealer and a, let's see, what is his run rating? 4. They're not going to hold him. Here's Tejada. 1-6 for Tejada, struck him out. Big strikeout there, 1 away for Juan Lagares. And then we need a pinch hitter coming up for the Mets as well. And they'll have to go, since we're not to the 7th yet, they're going to have to go to Mayberry. That's the only guy they have that's available. The other 3 guys have to wait till the 7th. So it has to be Mayberry. They have no choice. It's just the rule that I use. So here we go, Lagares. 4-11. That's a base hit to left field. Let's see if Neuenhuis will score. Blanco, the left fielder, is a -1 arm. Neuenhuis runs at a 14. Not being held makes him a 15. -1 is back to a 14. Do you take the chance? I'll tell you what, with the a weak pinch hitter coming up, I think you're going to have to send him. I think the odds are you have to send him. 1-14, he makes it. And he's out. How about that? So Kirk Neuenhuis thrown out by Gregor Blanco. And I think the threat of a weak pinch hitter forced that move by Terry Collins. And unfortunately for the Mets, it just didn't work out. So 2 down now. Runner at first in Lagares. He's a C stealer, but you're not going to run on Posey with that -2 arm. So Mayberry it is, pinch hitter. He'll be coming in for Logan Verrett. So Mayberry Jr. if you want to be technical. And Mayberry is hitting 111. He's 1 for 9 on the season, limited duty, no homers and 1 driven in. So Mayberry is your batter. Now, once we get to the 7th inning, then all the other guys that had to rest will be available to come in. Petit, 6'10", to pop out to short, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing doing there for the Mets. Looked promising with that leadoff double, but getting thrown at the plate kind of put the kibosh on that. We go to the 7th inning. Still 4-3. Favor the Giants. And we need a new pitcher for the Mets. Let's see, Logan Verrett. 2 innings faced 8 batters. So now we need a new pitcher. Posey, Pence, and Belt are the scheduled hitters. 2 righties and a lefty. So I think they're going back to a right-hander again. And let's see who that's going to be. They are going to use Hansel Robles. So Hansel Robles will be the new pitcher for the Mets. Right-hander, Hansel Robles. And on the replay, Robles is 1-1 with a 3.38 ERA, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So he is on. Try to keep the score from not getting any worse. And he'll be facing Posey, Pence, and Belt. Top of the 7th, 4-3 Giants. 6-3, and that's a ground ball to the pitcher X. It's a 2-E-0, so we know he cannot make an error. The question is on the 2. So let's check the pitcher. So if we roll a 1 through 3, actually the only way he gets up a hit is a 1 or a 2. Anything else, it's going to be a ground out. That's an 18, so officially, being a 2, it's a ground ball C, but it is to the pitcher, so it doesn't really matter. It's still a 1 to 3 put out. And Robles gets an important first out of the inning. Brings up Hunter Pence. 1-7. Struck him out. Missed 1-8 would have been a plus injury, but the 1-7 is simply a strikeout. So Hunter Pence caught a break there, as he certainly did not want to take a chance of being injured. So here's Brandon Belt. 0 for 3 for Belt. He's really struggling. Down to 209. 312. Not here, though. He does get a base hit here. 2-out single for Brandon Belt. He is a C stealer, but they're not going to try to send him. They will have to hold him, though. But he won't try to run. And that sends up Matt Duffy, third baseman. See what he can do. He's 2 for 3. 6-8, and that's a walk, so the inning continues. Base hit, and now a walk. The 2-out rally going. Here's Brandon Crawford. Robles trying to get this final out and move on to the next inning. 2-4, and that's a ground ball back to the pitcher, back to Robles, and that's going to end the inning. So Robles, a shaky inning, but he got through it. And it's the 7th inning stretch we go. It is the Giants 4 and the Mets 3, and I do need to take a quick stretch or breather or whatever to get myself together. So let me get everything in place. I need to stand up, and 44 minutes in. It's been a long game. All right. We're ready to go for the bottom of the 7th. Curtis Granderson will lead it off. And he's homered his last 2 times. So he's got the long ball going for himself. It's up to 5 home runs on the season. 1-2. He's hit by pitch plus injury. That's bad news for the Mets. They do not want to see any injuries. But it's a possibility for Curtis Granderson, as he is hit by the pitch plus injury. So we go to our injury check. Roll the D20. It's an 11. He's going to be out for 2 games. So Granderson will miss the remainder of this series. He will be eligible to come back in Series 6. But he is out for the series. And they will have to bring in somebody else to play right field, and that's going to be Kadire. They may move Neuenhuis to right field and put Kadire in left. Let's see how they want to play it, because Neuenhuis is a better fielder. Most definitely. So Neuenhuis will move to right field. And for Granderson, it'll be, and the pinch runner will be Kadire, and he'll stay in the game to play left field with Neuenhuis moving to right field. So Kadire is an East dealer. He will not be held, obviously, but he will have to be the new runner, as Granderson cannot shake it off. He'll have to leave the game. That leaves Murphy and Recker as the 2 bench players remaining. And it sends up David Wright. Not a good bunter, so not going to bunt him over. They're going to have to let him swing away. 5-7, struck him out. He's not tired yet, so he struck him out. He's 1 base runner allowed from being tired because he's given up the 2 there and the 1 there, but that's over 2 innings. So 1 more base runner and he would be tired. And here's Lucas Duda now. Do they want to bring in a left? They could bring in a lefty to face Duda right here. And I think that's what the Giants will do. They're going to their pen, and they're going to bring in a lefty reliever to try to get out of this inning. They're going to bring in Javier Lopez to try to get the lefty Duda. So Lopez it is. He will be coming on for Petit. Javier Lopez. And Lopez on the replay, 1-0 with the no saves and a 3.38 ERA, 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, which was a home run, by the way. No walks and a strikeout. So Lopez is on. Petit goes 1 1/3. And he's going to face 6 batters. So now Petit will leave in favor of Lopez, as Lopez will face Duda. Lefty on lefty matchup as Bruce Bochy is playing the percentages. Kadire not being held at first with 1 out. Lefty on lefty for Duda. 4-5, and that's a walk. So Lopez walks Duda. That's not what Bochy brought him in to do, but he did it. Puts runs at first and second, and now you got right-handers Wilmer Flores and Travis d'Arnaud coming up. But I think they're going to stick to Lopez. 2-7 for Flores, and that might have been a bad move. 2-7 is going to be a 1-7 double, 8-20 single. That is a single 2 stars, so that means Kadire will score, and we got a tie game. So now Lincecum cannot win it, and Nice cannot lose it, as that is a base hit. Runners are at the corners now for Travis d'Arnaud, and that's going to be it for Lopez. He couldn't get it done. So Lopez faced 2 batters and didn't do anything. So they will have to go to the pen again for a right-hander to deal with Travis d'Arnaud. Lopez, really good relief pitcher, but just didn't have it on this date. So with the score tied now at 4, Travis d'Arnaud steps to the plate, and he will be facing a right-hander, George Contos. So George Contos is on. And let's get the figures on Contos. Could do a double switch, but I don't think they're going to mess with that right now. They're just going to they just want Contos to get out of the inning. So Contos, 0-0, no saves, his ERA of 0. He's pitched 3 innings, given up 1 hit, no walks, 3 strikeouts. So he's done very well for himself in limited duty. But he's in a big spot right now. Definitely a pressure-packed situation. Runners are on the corners with only one out. Flores at first base will not be held. He's the East Steelers. He's not going to be held. They're going to play the infield back for a double play because he's got a 3-7, a 2-7 right there is a plus. So they won't take a chance on that. They're playing back for the double play. 2-3, and it doesn't matter about the double play. It's a single to left field. Single to left by d'Arnaud, and the Mets have grabbed the lead 5-4. RBI single by d'Arnaud. Flores will stop at second base. But the Mets now lead at 5-4 as the bullpen has not been the answer for Bruce Bochy. Here's Neuenhuis, who's really done well. 2 singles and a double in this game. 110. Fly ball to left. That's 2 down. And that brings up Tejada. (1-9) for Tejada, struck him out, and that's going to end the inning. But damage was done. 2 runs for the Mets. They take a 5-4 lead. As we go to the 8th, and we need a new pitcher for the Mets. And we also got to fix the defense here. As Kadire comes in, he is now the new left fielder. And Neuenhuis will move over to right field. Let's see, Robles actually could stay in the game if they chose to have him do so. He only faced, he faced 5 batters. So I think they might go ahead and cap him at that. And they'll bring in a new pitcher, will the Mets. So let's see what they've got cooking out of their bullpen. They will be bringing on, it's Andrianza, a pinch hitter, and Blanco. Switch, probably a lefty and another lefty. So they're going to bring a lefty out of the bullpen. They're going to bring on, Alex Torres. So Alex Torres will be on. And on the replay, Torres is 0-0 with 1 save. He does have an ERA of 6. 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. So the lefty Alex Torres is on. And for the Giants, they will have Andrianza and a pinch hitter. And since they brought the lefty in, that might keep Joe Panik on the bench. But the Giants do have Casey McGee, and I believe he's picked up a bat. So McGee has picked up a bat, and he will hit here in the 8th inning. It'll be Andrianza, and then, or do they just, you know what? They're going to pull Andrianza. They're going to have Joe Panik pinch hit for Andrianza. So that's what we're going to do. Joe Panik will pinch hit for Andrianza and stay in the game to play second base now that we're in the 8th inning. So Joe Panik takes over at second base after he pinch hits. So Torres, the lefty. Lefty-lefty matchup. And Joe Panik. See what his numbers are on the replay. He is hitting .333 in 36 at-bats. No homers, 3 runs driven in. Top of the 8th, Mets lead at 5-4. They came back from being down 4-2 at one point. And actually 3-0 at one point. Lefty on lefty, 3-9, and that's a foul out to third base. So Panik pops it up in foul ground, and David Wright puts it away. 1 down for the pinch hitter, Casey McGee. Casey McGee will hit for Contos. And on the replay, McGee is hitting .214 in 14 at-bats. No homers, 1 driven in. 4-6, and that's a walk. So a 1-out walk. Tying run is now on base. McGee doesn't run well at all. They could pinch run for him. Let's see who they have on the bench that they still have left. They've used Aoki, Panik, McGee. They do have Justin Maxwell. He doesn't run all that well either. So I think you're stuck with who you have. So McGee will stay in there to run. He will not be pinch run for. He will not be held. Here's Gregor Blanco. 4-9 against Torres. Struck him out. Big strikeout there for Torres for out number 2. And now it's all up to Angel Pagan. Switch hitter, batting right-handed this time against Torres. McGee still at first with 2 outs, not being held. 2-4. 2-4 is a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Torres pitches a really nice 8th inning. He faces 4 batters. The walk was all he allowed. And that sets it up in the top of the 9th for Familia. Now we need a pitcher for the Giants as they pinch hit for Contos. Mets will have Lagares, a pinch hitter, and Granderson. So let's see who the Giants... They're going to bring in Sergio Romo to pitch. Sergio Romo, 0-5, 2.98 ERA and 2 saves in real life. See what he did for the replay, or what he's done on the replay. Replay is 1-0, but a ERA of 7.71. 5 innings pitched, 9 hits. No walks, 2 strikeouts, and a homer. So he certainly hasn't been lighting it up. But in real life, he did pretty well. But off to a struggling start. But they're going to see if he can't keep the score where it is and get through this 8th inning. Let's see, Contos faced 3 batters, pitching 2/3 of an inning. All right, so it's Lagares and then a pinch hitter, and Murphy has already picked up a bat to hit. So David Murphy will be your pinch hitter here in the bottom of the 8th. It'll be Lagares, Murphy, and Kadire, because remember, Kadire came in for Granderson after Granderson got hurt. So 2 righties and a lefty, Lagares, Murphy, and Kadire. Romo now pitching to Lagares. 6-5, and he struck him out. So good start for Sergio Romo. And now the pinch hitter, Daniel Murphy. I think I called him David Murphy by mistake. But he is Daniel Murphy. He will be pinch hitting for Torres. And Familia is already loosening in the bullpen to get ready for the 9th. So Murphy comes in hitting .250, 12 out of 48. 1 homer, 4 runs driven in. 4-9, and he will crack a double to left field, opposite field double for Murphy. That was one good thing about holding him off to this late, is you got a key pinch hit in a big spot, and Murphy gets the 1-out double. He doesn't run well, but he's on base. That's what counts if you're the Mets. Here's Kadire, his first at bat since coming in for the injured Granderson. And of course, Murphy not being held on second base. 2-5 for Kadire. 1-11 is a single. Anything else, he will line it right to Duffy. And it went through 11, right on the number, base hit, but it's only 1 star. So Murphy will stop at third base. Runners are on the corners with only 1 out. And David Wright, the batter, good double play candidate. So they will play back for the double play right here. Trying to turn that double play if they can do it. 2-8. No, it's a ground ball, first base C. So by playing the infield back for the double play, they allow the run. Had they been in, that would have held the run off. But then again, if you play the infield in, and he would have gotten a plus, they would have gotten through for a base hit. So you pick your poison, but it's going to end up being a ground out to first, as Belt's only play is to go to Romo covering. And that will score Murphy with a big insurance run. Mets now lead it 6-4. And Kadire does take second base. So a big play there, RBI ground out. 3-1 on the putout, but it's now 6-4. And that brings up Lucas Duda. Romo has to bear down. 3-8. That's a ground ball to second. Nobody was being held. So the plus doesn't come into play. It's a good thing for them. It's just a ground out to second to end the inning. But that very well could have come up on the previous at bat had the infield been in. So you got to kind of pick your poison on stuff like that. You never know what's going to happen. It is a ground out to second. That's the way it's going to finish out here in the 8th. But it does give the Mets a 2-run lead now as they lead at 6-4 going to the top of the 9th. Romo goes the 1 inning, and he's going to face 5 batters. But now Juris Familia will be on for the Mets to try to save it. And they actually gave him an insurance run to work with. Not that he probably needs it, but he's got it anyway, whether he needs it or not. On the 2015 season, he was 2-2 with a 1.85 ERA and 43 saves. So he's coming on. Try to nail this one down. And on the replay, he is 2-0 with 4 saves, ERA of 0 in 6 innings, 4 hits, no walks, and 10 strikeouts. So in every game he has pitched, he's either won it or saved it. Kind of interesting. He will have to go through the heart of the order, Posey, Pence, and Belt to get it done here in the 9th. Buster Posey. 1-3 for Posey. That's a leadoff single. And all of a sudden, the tying run is now on at the plate in Hunter Pence. Posey will not be held or he will not go anywhere. He will not be held and he won't go anywhere. Here's Pence. 4-7. And against Familia, that's a 1-10 single. Anything else? It's a ground out to third. It's a base hit. It's a back-to-back base hits. Puts runners at first and second to start the top of the 9th. And Familia running into some issues. Now has to face the dangerous Brandon Belt. First and second, nobody out. 3-10, and that's a strikeout, a huge strikeout for Familia. As he gets Brandon Belt, that brings up Duffy. 3-7 for Duffy. That's a single, 2 stars. And it's a good thing they got that insurance run because they needed it. Giants cut the lead to 6-5 on the RBI single by Duffy. And it will move the tying run Belt to third base. So Familia running into issues. One more base runner, he'll be tired. Brandon Crawford, the batter. Now what do? They're going to play, well, if you play the infield in, you roll a 3-7, you're really screwed here. But if you play the infield back and you get a C or something, like right here, you're screwed. But there's an awful lot of ground ball A's on here. So they're playing for the double play against Brandon Crawford. They're going to play the percentages and try for that double play. 3-6, and it's a pop out to second. Boy, 3-7 would have been something, wouldn't it? Would have been a double play to end the game because they were playing back. But 3-6 is a pop out to second. Infield fly rule. 2 down. And Familia, 1 out away from sneaking out of this. But he's got to deal with Joe Panic again. As Panic came in and pinch hit for Andrianza last inning. Fouled to third last inning, but now with 2 outs, the infield is back. Duffy at first base will have to be held because he's a B stealer and runs at a 15. So he is being held at first base. Here's Panic. 2-8. And that's a single, 2 stars. There's a clutch there, but we're not doing super advanced. So that's a single, 2 stars for Panic. And the Giants have come back to tie the game as Pence scores. And Duffy takes third, and that's going to be it for Familia. He couldn't get it done. He just could not get it done. He just could not get it done. It is now 6-6. And the Mets will have to go to their bullpen again. They will go to Sean Gilmartin, a lefty, because of the lefty Blanco that's coming up. So Sean Gilmartin. Wait a minute, let's see here. Check that. This is Romo's spot in the order. We've got a pinch hitter coming up. My bad. It's a pinch hitter coming up. 9th spot. So let's see who's left on the bench to pinch hit. They've used Aoki. They've used Panic, who's now in the game. They've used McGee. They have Maxwell and Hector Sanchez, the backup catcher. So they will go to Maxwell, a righty, so they may not go to Gilmartin now. They might be bringing in a right-hander instead, which I think they will do. They're going to go to Eric Goodell, a right-hander. So Eric Goodell will be on to face Maxwell. And Jeurys Familia blows the save and just does not have it after I was giving him his props. You know what? No, they're going to take it. We're going to take that back. We're going to go. They got a hunt. They're playing a hunch. They're going with Gilmartin regardless. They're playing the hunch. He's in 2015. He was 3-2, 2.67 ERA. So they're going to go with Gilmartin. They're going to go with Gilmartin instead. So Sean Gilmartin. On the replay, he's had 4 innings pitched, no win-loss record, no saves, and an ERA of 0. 4 innings pitched, only giving up 1 hit, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. So he's been stellar. So Sean Gilmartin will be on. Familia goes 2/3 of an inning, and he faces 6 batters. Really bad shape there. Maxwell, the pinch hitter. That leaves the backup catcher Sanchez as the only player on the bench for the Giants. Gilmartin to Maxwell trying to get out of the inning and take us to a bottom of the 9th with a tied score. 3-9, struck him out. So Gilmartin comes in and does the job, striking out Maxwell. And we are going to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 6. And the Giants will need a new pitcher. Obviously, I don't believe they want to use their closer in this situation. I think they want to save Casilla for them if there's a save situation involved. So who do they go to at this point? They could go to Gene Machie, although he's not all that great. Let's see, they got Flores, Darno, and Nieuwenhuis. Yeah, I guess you're going to go to Gene Machie. Gene Machie is going to come on for the Giants. On the replay, in 4 innings pitched, he's 0-0 with an ERA of 0. So he's done very well in the replay. 4 innings pitched, just 1 hit, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. So they're hoping that his hot pitching will continue. So Gene Machie is on to face Flores, Darno, and Nieuwenhuis. Bottom of the 9th, tied at 6. 2-10. 2-10 is a ground ball to second. Panic right there. Oops. 1 down. So Flores is retired. That brings up Darno. 6-5, and that is a fly to right, 2 down. So Machie doing very well. His first 2 at-bats, or first 2 batters faced. 2 quick outs. And now the right fielder Nieuwenhuis is up. He's had 3 hits today. 3-12, that's a low max to end the inning. Nobody was on base anyway. But Belt snags it, and we've got extra innings. Free baseball here from Citi Field. We go to the 10th. It is still, or it is 6-6. Actually, there should be a 2 spot there, not a 1 spot. Not bad. 6-6 is the score. Gilmartin back out to start the top of the 10th. And it'll be the top of the order, Gregor Blanco, followed by Pagan and Posey. So a brand new game, 6-6. 1-5 for Blanco, struck him out. 1 down. And that's going to bring up Angel Pagan. 110 against the lefty. That's a ground ball to short. So the decision to bring in Gilmartin seems to be a good one, as he has retired all 3 he has faced with 2 strikeouts. Here's Posey. 5-6. That's a ground ball to third. So he's retired all 4 he faced, or he has faced so far. And he's going to come out because he's set to pinch hit coming up. So Gilmartin, an inning and a third, 4 batters faced and didn't give up anything. So we go to the bottom of the 10th. 6-6 game. And Machi will come back out to pitch for the Giants. And he will face... All right, let me do this. I put something in wrong on the computer, so let me fix that real quick. Okay, so Blanco struck out. Pagan grounded out to short. Posey grounded out to third. Okay. Now we go. Tejada will lead things off for the Mets against Machi, followed by Lagares. And anybody else they got left that can pinch hit. They've used Campbell, Mayberry, and Murphy, and Kadire off their bench. So let's see who they got left. I know they got Recker, the backup catcher. I think he's the only one left. Yep, it's going to have to be Recker to pinch hit because they don't have anybody left. So it's going to be Tejada, Lagares, and Recker due up here in the 10th for the Mets against Machi. Tejada. 2-11, and that's a leadoff single for Tejada. Leadoff single for Ruben Tejada. And that will send up Juan Lagares. He is a C bunter, but they would become a D bunter if they tried it with the corners in. So they're going to let him swing away against Machi. 5-8. And it was a good decision. Look at this. 1 to triple to end the game. 2 to 20 could still end it with a double. That's a 15. That's a double. Let's see. The runner Tejada not being held. He's a 12. It would make him a 13. The double's assumed to go to center. Pagan is a +1, makes it a 14. Do you send him on a 1 to 14, or do you play it second? You got to play it second and third. They've already had one guy get thrown out before trying to go like that. So they had Neuenhuis thrown out once before. So second and third, nobody out. I think they're going to have to hold him there. Second and third, nobody out. So Recker, the pinch hitter for the Mets, the only guy left on the bench, the backup catcher, Anthony Recker. He is now on to pinch hit. And on the replay, he's only had 9 at-bats. He's actually 3 for 9. A 333 average, no homers, and 1 run driven in. Infield's going to have to come in. There is no choice in the matter. Machi running into issues. He had a great 9th, but running into issues here in the 10th. Infield is in, but there's nobody out. 6-9. That's a ground ball, first base B. I think that's going to get the runner at the plate in advance. Let's take a look. Infield in, and a ground ball B. It says batter is safe, runner on third is out. So how about that? Recker reaches on the fielder's choice. But Tejada is out 3-2. And let's check the trail runner. Does it say anything about the trail runner? Other runners advance 1 base. So the runner on second, Lagares does take third. So runners are at the corners. Runners are at the corners. With 1 out, and now Kadire, the batter. think you're going to still have to play the infield in. They really don't have much of a choice. Machi to Kadire. 212, and that's a single that's going to end the ball game. So Michael Kadire gets the base hit, and the Mets win a wild one by the score of 7-6. Winning pitcher is Sean Gilmartin. The loser is Machi. Machi goes 1 1/3 innings. Ends up facing 7 batters. Let's get the totals. For the Mets, 7 runs, 18 hits, and no errors. So they really had a lot of base runners out there. For the Giants, 6 runs, 14 hits, and no errors. So let's get to the box score. And then I can give you the rest of the totals once I get everything in place. All right, left on base. That should be interesting. Giants left 12, the Mets left 10. So a lot of activity on the base paths. Gilmartin, the winner, he's now 1-0. Machi, the loser, he is 0-1. So that leadoff spot for the Mets was wonderful. Granderson, 2 home runs in his time there before he got hurt, and then Kadire, 2 for 2 after coming in for him. And the biggest one, that walk-off single here in the bottom of the 10th, and the Mets improved to 9-4. Giants dropped to 5-8. And a wild one for sure here in Series 5, matchup number 1. So let's take it to the next matchup, what that would be. We would be looking at matchup number 2 is going to be Cleveland at Houston. So that'll be the next video. Cleveland at Houston. That will be matchup number 2 in Series number 5. Matchup 3 is Arizona at Philadelphia. Matchup 4 is Boston at Tampa. And matchup 5 is Seattle at Cincinnati. So that's going to do it from here. I know it's a long video. I'm certainly tired. Hour and 17 minutes so far. And like I said, I would have done something live, but well, I was feeling like death warmed over last night. So, and this morning I'm much better, but I'm still kind of half in and half out of it. So I really didn't think a live video would be something I could do. So I did this recording, which will be uploaded, and then hopefully next Saturday morning around 9-ish Eastern, I can get back to the live stream. But for now, ball game is in the books. Mets win it. 7 runs, 18 hits, no errors, and 10 left. Giants, 6 runs, 14 hits, no errors, and 12 left. Gilmartin, the winner, 1-0. Machi, the loser, 0-1. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.